I'm Dr. Bart Rademaker, and this is the Doctor's Guide podcast, Raw and Filtered. And once again, super excited to bring these amazing guests on this platform, particularly Cindy, because she's back for more, because she has so much wisdom and magic to share with all of us. And that's the one thing that I find that's so lacking on all the platforms out there is the relevant magic, the relevant wisdom that relates to you. And what I mean by that, well, there's so many amazing podcasters out there and so much incredible information. But the challenge I find sometimes, or oftentimes, is that is it really relevant or contextualized for you? And what do I actually mean by that? Well, you could be taking a supplement because it's going to be a super powerful supplement for you, except for the fact that you don't actually need it and you're spending tons of money on something that you don't need. And that's just a simple form. But there's so many other examples of that. And there's so many incredible technologies out there. There's energy technologies out there that can be instrumental in improving your life, but also may not do anything at all. And so rather than promoting a product or a service or a person, the focus on this podcast is specifically on how to make better decisions for yourself. But more importantly, it's also having those kinds of conversations that people are not wanting to have on regular podcasts because they're very sensitive. In fact, sometimes I'm happy to actually trigger you, especially when I say, that we no longer have an excuse to be sick. Now, that's definitely going to trigger a lot of people. But the point of the matter is that unless we get triggered, unless we get that leverage to make a move, then we're going to stay stuck in the place that does not serve us. And I know one thing, as we grow, as we become more, we become happier, regardless of how much money you have or anything else. But as growing being, that's kind of innate in our brain, then we are happier individuals and everything in this world becomes a better place, by the way. And so that's what this is all about. So how do we do that on this platform? Well, you've been listening to me already. We do that through role playing. And these are candid role plays. There's nothing fabricated. And sometimes it's personal, sometimes it's about somebody else, but it's all real. And so you're able to witness yourself in this process and then recognize that through the right kind of guidance, and the guidance here might be the right one for you or might be another one. But the point is that with guidance, you can come to an outcome that serves you. So there's hope, there's clarity, and opportunity for all of you. So after my introduction, I'll have my two amazing guests introduce themselves. We'll do about a 6-minute role play. Sometimes it's a little longer than that. And then we'll unpack that. So hopefully, my plan is at least that you leave with some sort of distinction, an action step that will serve you or perhaps somebody else. And by all means, share this magic that you get here with other people as well. So I love for Vibha to introduce herself, then we'll go with Cindy, and then we'll dive into the whole role play.
Great. Thanks for having me. My name is Vibha Aurora. I'm a transformation coach in Southern California. I work with clients around the world via Zoom, helping them transform their life, release their limiting beliefs, and really step up to the life that they're supposed to be here for. I love what I do. I'm excited to be able to do it every day, and it doesn't feel like work to me. It feels like after bouncing around in a few different types of careers, I finally found what's perfectly aligned for me. So I'm loving it.
I love it. And it's all about transformation that we all can deserve, desire, wish for, and experience so that we can become that best version of ourselves. Definitely people like Vibha are instrumental in all of our lives. Cindy.
Yes, my name is Dr. Cindy Stark. I'm an internal medicine physician in Gainesville, Georgia. And after doing that for about 20 plus years, I realized that a lot of the traditional medical techniques, including a lot of medications, prescription medications and surgeries, weren't really helping my patients get truly healthier. And I just started really exploring holistic, more natural ways to help people deal with all kinds of different ailments in their bodies or problems or issues, whatever you want to call them. And then as I kind of reached into my retirement years, I've also really been diving a lot into NLP and learning how to harness the enormous power in our subconscious mind to live the kind of lives that we all want to live in the second halves of their lives. So thank you for having me here again today.
Yeah, thanks for coming back again. And clearly, there's a lot of juice in our unconscious mind that can deliver us from all the challenges and things that stop us to become that best version of ourselves. So definitely NLP, the discipline of neuro-linguistic programming, is a very powerful tool. And the truth is, it's all from the heart, which is one thing I love most about it. So I know Viva has an issue, challenge, or problem that she's going to present. And then through dialogue with Cindy, we'll come to some form of resolution about six to 8 minutes.
That's good.
Okay, what you got?
So I've been sitting with the realization and actually acceptance that I'm a procrastinator. I procrastinate everything. And that's not really a bad thing for me anymore. I've kind of like shed myself of, the idea that that means that I'm lazy. I think that it's actually Maston Kipp who said procrastination is just protection. So I'm accepting of that. However, what has been difficult lately is I have been physically exhausted. And one of the things that I'm noticing that I'm procrastinating is going to sleep. And so I know how important sleep is. I don't feel like I'm getting quality sleep. I feel like I'm delaying it. I'm by nature a night person, but I would love to be able to get myself to a place where I can just go to bed, go to sleep, not just go to bed, go to sleep earlier so that I can feel the energy that I need the next day and I'm not dragging and I'm not exhausted and I'm not having to rely on caffeine and other things to keep me going through my day.
Okay, thank you for sharing that. I think that's a very common problem that Americans have. And I think the further we go in society, it's just more go, 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 do, and lots of distractions. So it's becoming a real bad problem around. So you're not alone. But how long have you been struggling with this?
A long time. I'd say at least over a year. I don't know exactly, but over a year.
Okay, and can you tell me, like, do you have any type of a sleep schedule or ritual, or like what's a typical night like when it's not going your way? I know those are two questions, but
Yeah, no, not so much a sleep schedule, but more like, I have like a ritual that I'll go through, that involves like taking the dog out, getting my water, going upstairs, like setting my, I'm very big on like the lighting in my room and making sure it's dark. And I have my little spray with my lavender. And so I'm trying to like bring myself down, brushing my teeth, that washing my face. That whole thing is built into like getting my body ready to sleep. The issue is when I get into bed and then I do anything and everything except sleep. So obviously this little device is the culprit.
okay. Well, I'll tell you, I will tell my patients a good night's sleep really happens like as soon as you wake up that day. So one of the best things you can do, and I know you said, I heard you say you like to go to sleep late, so you might not be up at this hour, but if you could get 30 minutes of sunlight onto your eyeballs between the hours of 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. where you are, it's something about where that sun is and the horizon and where you get it on your eyes. It kind of signals everything that's going to be needed 16 hours from then for the melatonin to start being produced naturally.
Okay.
So, is that anything that you do? Try to go outside and get natural light? Most people don't, but
No,
yeah.
I mean, again, the dog gets me out, but like we make that as quick as possible. It's not pretty.
Yeah. Okay, so there's I would say three things that are going to be your biggest bang for your buck. So one is do your best as many days of the week of getting 30 minutes of sunlight on your eyes without sunglasses between the hours of 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. And like I said, what that does is it doesn't even just help it with the photoreceptors in your eyes, but there's photoreceptors on our skin too. And so I think of them as little bitty eyeballs all over our skin. And it just activates this whole cascade of neurotransmitter creation, production, metabolism that will help your body naturally go to sleep at the right time for you. There's a lot of different circadian rhythms that people have. And so you're a night owl. So I'm not going to try to say, oh, you need to start going to bed at 10 o'clock at night, because that's probably not going to happen. So that's one thing, to get the sunlight on your eyes and your skin. And then the other thing, that's the biggest bang for your buck, is to make it, but it sounds like you might be already doing this, but I'll tell this for the listeners, to get your your room as dark as you possibly can. And when you and it's really hard for me because I live in the middle of a big city to get this kind of dark in my room, but you're supposed to be able to hold your hand about 6 inches away from your face in the dark of your room and not be able to see your hand.
Yeah. Yeah. Room
So
darkening curtains are the best thing ever.
yeah, yeah. So I do that for my son because his room upstairs is like just it's like a spotlight in the morning. And so if you can do that, that helps. And then
Okay.
the last thing, and I think this is again going to be the best thing for you is get this device away from you for at least 30 minutes, if not 90 minutes before bed.
Mhm.
I think that I mean, I don't think I've done a lot of research in this, and what happens is that it starts this seeking behavior, and we're kind of like looking for things to like or to comment or to see if someone liked or comment, or we're just looking to be entertained. And that seeking behavior is putting out the wrong neurotransmitters in your body that is not really conducive to deep and restful sleep. And then another question I wanted to ask you is, do you take sleep medicine, like any kind of, okay, that's
No.
good.
No, I
Because,
used to, but no.
okay,
Yeah.
a lot of people will find magnesium like spray. You can spray it on your body, especially, there are a lot of different versions of it out there, but if you put it some on your stomach, some on your low back, and it is actually absorbed a lot more through our skin effectively than it is through our mouth. That will help sleep. You already said lavender spray. You already said she's already saying a lot of things that she does.
You know what? I think it's maybe
Ritual.
you're familiar with this term. It's bedtime revenge. It's like it's a you're not the boss of me type of thing where it's like I'm not like I go on social media occasionally, obviously at night, but I think it's more just like if there is anything that I'm curious about on the planet, that will be the time I'll need to go down Google's rabbit hole and just research, like why do birds fly to the left? Is it whatever, it's like my mind is not ready to give up, so to speak. And it's almost like this revenge of like, I've had to adult and be all day. And now I want to like have fun and play my stupid little game on my phone and, not go to bed, even though I know I'm supposed to go to sleep. Does that make sense? Like that's
Yeah.
kind of where I feel it's not so much my environment. I think I got that. It's the mindset of it's okay to go to sleep.
Yeah. Okay. I understand you.
Let's wrap it up. Any final words, comments?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, give yourself that time to do all that stuff, your Google searches about birds and your games. So just do it earlier than 4 p.m. so your body is not thinking it's being punished for anything. And the mindset that is the truth is that our bodies are made to have these cycles of sleep and awake time, and you're gonna get to have all that fun awake stuff to do the next day when you're awake.
Love it. Love it. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Awesome. Great job, guys. So what was that for you, Aviva?
That was great. Some great reminders. I did not know about the sunshine in the morning thing. I thought that was like a myth of people, just those early risers. They're, you should be out and about. But no, I like the science behind that. And also the idea, Cindy, you mentioned the seeking behavior that gets activated. That's an important reminder, I think, too. So maybe choosing what I'm doing in that time, like reading instead of seeking.
Yeah, and that's one thing I would have said is a better thing to do if you are really wanting to like grab hold of a few more fun things, because I think you have a little bit of a rebel in you like I do, and it'd be to connect with a human on the phone or read a book, a paper book. It's just something about that seeking, and everybody that make up all the apps on these phones, they know how to get us to.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. No, I love that. Thank you.
Yeah, we're fighting a losing battle if we go to bed with our phone. So yeah,
that is true. Thank you.
Great. So great job, both of you. So what I want to share, I mean, this is a very important conversation that you guys are having, and and illustrating the struggles that so many people in the US have. And I forget the exact statistic, but I think it's over 75% of the adults don't have adequate sleep. And the truth is that sleep is so important for healing. And we associated many metabolic problems, cancers, cardiovascular diseases, obesity with poor sleep. And now we got these night warriors that are up all night because they have to make ends meet. And Cindy and I know some of those. But the truth is that most individuals, and that's probably 99.9999% of the world, needs 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Just look at kids, they sleep all day long. You look at, those incredible athletes, super athletes, they sleep for 12 hours. Birds sleep, worms sleep, sleep is essential. And so having good sleep obviously matters. And so that's why this term sleep hygiene is so critical. And you illustrated a whole bunch of them. A lot of people don't know about the daylight, 30 minutes a day in the morning. I think it has to be before noon, by the way. To get that is important, but even 50 minutes of meditation in the morning impacts your sleep at night. But a couple of things I do want to add, and I'll give the mic back to you guys. What's also important is being consistent, right? And so if you don't have consistency in your life, your unconscious mind is going to cheat you. It says, oh yeah, well, what's that next thing I still want to do because I'm not consistent? And so maybe I can have that sort of, that seeking behavior on your part. But also blue light blocking glasses helps. The temperature in the room, 68 to about 70, max. Noises, partners. Sometimes you just have to sleep in a different room. Sometimes it has to come down to that because again, sleep is so critically important for your health. And then just get a sleep tracker. But the final thing is at night they have these lights that start dimming. And so those can work really well. Final thing on my part, before I give the mic over to you, is was interesting for me for many years is that my mind is so busy, it's so active. I mean, I'm what they call multidimensional. I mean, all these different things. I don't use the word ADHD because I'm not like that. But my brain is so incredibly active. And so oftentimes I would just have to decompress. And how do I decompress? Yeah, watching, the news or watching something, Home Shopping Network or something that's so mindless so that I could go to sleep. But that's actually a really bad habit as well. 2 hours before bedtime, no phones, no digital stuff, no eating, nothing like that. But magnesium is a good idea. Back to you guys. Back to you.
The only other thing I was going to say, but I know you know about this, Vibba, but maybe other people don't that are listeners, but there are Hertz programs that you can listen to that are specifically to help promote relaxation. And then also something I do sometimes instead of reading a physical book, I'll turn all the lights out and I will listen to just 30 minutes of a book on tape on Audible, and I'll slow their voice down to 0.85x, and it just gets me because they're talking about that and it puts me out like that. So turn it down, face down, so no extra light. Just two other ideas.
Yeah, I love that. No, I do the solfeggio every night. Just depending on, what hertz I want for that night, black screen, face down. I think it really just comes down. I love that you said, giving myself the reminder that I can do those fun things during daylight hours, like either the next day or, I've already done them today or whatever. I think that would be super helpful. And I'm going to try the magnesium too. I've never heard of a spray, so I'm going to look into that, or maybe I'll get some recommendations from you.
Yeah, sounds good.
BioOptimizers is a company that has a great magnesium product because it has various variations of it. So not just one kind. Many of the products out there are just singular. But BioOptimizers is a vetted, curated product that definitely good. Another thing that might be very interesting for you and for any of the listeners out there is getting a grounding mat on your bed. Those and just fun fact, I was monitoring my deep sleep, and deep sleep is what is so important. I was monitoring my deep sleep with my Aura ring, and literally about a 500% increase in my deep sleep just using that one day. And so again, it's so important, and just experiment. Another thing I like is have your bookends. And the bookends are the times you have the most control over. That's in the morning and the evening. And if you're consistent with that, that's super powerful. But do not give up. Make sure you get good sleep. Your role, your value is so critical for all of us. We need you to be healthy and everything else.
Thank you.
Any final words from either of you?
I was just wondering, where do you put the grounding mat? Under your bed or like on your sheet? Do you lay
Yeah,
right on it?
no, on the mattress. So on the mattress, under your sheets.
Lay on it. Under,
Okay.
okay.
And then the best product out there is the anti-aging bed. Super cool dude who put it together. His name is John Baxter out of Orlando. Love that guy, full of integrity, great product. But grounding is absolutely essential in optimizing our body's ability to heal. So definitely do that. All right. So Vibha, Cindy this time. Cindy, how do people get a hold of you?
I can be found on my website, drscindystark.com, or on Facebook or Instagram at Cindy Stark.
And any final words from you?
No, just that I personally am very passionate about sleep, and it is the most important 8 hours of your day. And you're worth it, and your body knows how to do it. And chemicals and pills and potions aren't really the answer. Your body, you can do it. And reach out to me if you need help about that. He's very passionate about sleep.
Sweet. Vibha, how do people get a hold of you? And final words?
Thank you. This was enlightening, and I'm definitely going to practice some stuff tonight. People can get a hold of me on my website at vibha-aurora.com or Facebook or Instagram. They can also just text me directly at 949-484-5404. So it's 949-484-5404. And I just want to say thank you once again. I really appreciate the reminders, and I'm going to try some of this stuff. I strongly believe that sleep is a superpower, and I am ready to be a sleep superhero.
Awesome.
So I want to thank you both. You both are incredibly valuable for personal transformation. I know you guys do different types of work, but you're both amazing. And if anybody has not, watched Cindy and me on this podcast, or Vibha with Cindy and me on this podcast, definitely check them out. Cindy and Vibha had a great parts integration. If that means anything to you, it's a super cool thing. So definitely look out for that podcast. Sleep is non-negotiable for me. And I learned that was the first, biohack that I made for myself and made it non-negotiable. Still challenged oftentimes because of different situations and all that kind of stuff. But truly, if you can, optimize your sleep, it's a game changer all the way around. I'm Dr. Bart Rademaker. This is the Doctor's Guide podcast, raw and unfiltered. And hopefully you'll be taking your next step towards optimizing your sleep or any other part of your health journey. Learn more from all the other podcasts that we have, because all these brilliant people need to be heard, because you will see yourselves in their challenges, their struggles, and you will find solutions for you. Thank you, and we will be back.